decided that I needed to get back in the Army, and my partner did as well. And so we were both back in the military serving in the United States Army. I was identified by my military traits of duty, honor, leadership, treat people in the right manner. All those characteristics have been what defined me and how people identify with me. At my core, I am homosexual, and there's no getting away from it. There isn't a day that goes by when it's not part of who I am. But I'd say that if you were to ask me, am I a soldier or am I a lesbian? I'm a soldier. Between the two of us, we have over 40 years of military service. And we have a rich family of friends who serve in the military who were both gay and gay friendly. With that experience comes the ability to ask questions, to network, to learn tricks of the trade. This book here that I have is my SRP packet, which is all the forms and paperwork that need to be completed and validated prior to deploying. So if you're in an active duty unit, this information is typically updated every year. Being gay magnifies the stress of a deployment in many ways. And in my case, my unit is telling me that I need to have the military do the will. So I'm fighting with them a little bit now that the will I have is sufficient. The military has that form where you designate a blood relative. In my case, I don't want my blood relative making those decisions, so I need to have a separate healthcare power of attorney. It does frustrate me. At one point, it caused me to leave the military. It frustrated me enough. I am very excited about leading soldiers. There's nothing more honorable, and I'm very excited about being able to do that on a full-time basis. Right now I'm putting on my jump wings, which signifies that I graduated from airborne school in Fort Benning, Georgia, and I'm qualified to jump out of airplanes. And then I have a small screwdriver and a tire gauge for convoys I put up in my pocket. We're scheduled to deploy in the Department of Defense fiscal year 2010, which starts in October of 2009. So pretty much from October to October, I'll be deploying. There is a possibility that we won't see each other, so we'll actually go 2 deployment cycles before we'll see each other. I can see myself volunteering for a lot more convoys if that's the way to be able to just even get a glimpse of each other and wave and do a little head nod. And because of that, may even take risk, safety risk that a traditional married couple would not have to take. Hey, I thought it might be you. So how was your day today? Yeah, what did he say? Tell him that that's the beauty of a woman, is her mystery. Yeah, it was probably best just to leave the pregnant pause there for him to fill. Her commanders never met me. Her executive officers never met me. The family support group network leader has never met me. None of those people even know I exist. Here I am complaining about how hard it is to communicate with you, and he's trying to figure out ways to not communicate with his wife. That's good. Okay. You be safe. Bye-bye. I'm excited about being able to be the very best leader for the soldiers that are working for me and around me, and for my chain of command. I sometimes almost wish it to be here tomorrow, because I know I can. I know I do it well, and I know I can make a difference. But other times, I think you are absolutely crazy, and you might not see your family for 20 months. This is the first time I've counted it, because I've just not wanted to realize how long it's going to be. And recently I had an opportunity to take a promotion and go to a unit that wasn't deploying. I ultimately decided to stay with my unit because I didn't get back into the Army to be promoted. I got back in the Army to lead soldiers. The irony of that is, if they find out I'm gay, I will automatically be discharged for destroying unit morale.
It's not good for your soul to hide. It's not good for your soul at all. It's like you're killing a part of yourself.
I can't even imagine, like, oh, I do all this for my job and my job loves me, but then they find out I'm gay one day and fire me on the spot. I mean, that's ridiculous. You don't do that. That's not America. That's not the United States. But it is the United States military.
If you saw that service member walking through the airport, you'd be grateful for what they've done for you. And if you realized that their family was not going to be honored if they gave their life for you, I think most people would be outraged.
Welcome back to In Their Boots. Today we're joined by Ben Cartwright, an activist in gay rights issues, often referred to as LGBT issues in San Diego, and the partner of a gay service member, as well as Alex Nicholson, who was a former human intelligence collector for the Army and is also proficient in several languages, including Arabic, and was discharged, honorably discharged in 2002 under Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Thank you for being with us today, gentlemen. I appreciate it. So Ben, in watching the film, I know you talk a lot about how you feel like you're invisible. What are you hoping to come from telling your story to the world today?
I hope that people get a greater understanding of what partners go through, that Don't Ask, Don't Tell is a much bigger issue than just inside the military, which is terrible, but also that it affects more than just the military members. It affects their families, their loved ones, their partners, and the military service members. It affects their life. I mean, even in our own home, we're invisible. We have to hide some of our stuff inside our own home, which is supposed to be our safe place. That's supposed to be our castle.
Sure.
So I just hope the general public gets a greater understanding of the effects of Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Right. And I should say we are, of course, at the whim of technology today, so we have a little bit of breaking up on the camera, but the story is so important that we are going to continue with this. And I wanted to ask you also, Ben, is it difficult to find a network of people that understand what you're going through, where you have a loved one who's deployed and you can't talk openly with them?
Sure. Yeah, it is difficult to find such a network. I mean, I do live in San Diego, which is has one of the largest military installations in the world, with a large gay military population. But it is difficult. I know a lot of military service members that are gay. I have a lot of gay friends and activist friends, but it is hard to find a network. I know there's some groups out there that are starting some networks, but right now it is definitely difficult to find people in my exact situation.
Right. Well, now, Alex, you are on the other side of the fence. You are a gay service member who was discharged. Can you tell us what your job was in the Army, and tell us a little bit about the events that led up to your eventual discharge?
Sure. I was a human intelligence collector in the Army, which is colloquially known as an interrogator. All interrogators have to be multilingual, so sometimes we're also referred to as linguists. I was basically serving in the Army for about a year, and then I was actually outed within my unit by a colleague who happened to know that I was gay and decided to use it against me one day, essentially for spite.